Yeehaw! What's going on, everybody? I didn't give us our claps. Our claps. There we go.
Self claps. We need it.
Heck yeah, self claps. Oh my lord. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Bucker and Hoosier show. We took 2 weeks off because life happens, so we had to do that. But first off, as always, Bucket, father of baby number 3. How you doing, buddy?
Baby number 3 is here. Just got back from the hospital yesterday. Spent a couple days there. You know, once you have one of those surgeries to get the baby out, you have another one, and this one was scheduled, so it was a lot more smooth. They said, this is the time you do it, this is what we do. We went there, and she's been a trooper and just killed like the recovery part of it, and we're back home and loving it.
That's
just
good.
Oh, it's wild having a third baby and our first baby girl. So stoked about that.
Yep, have fun with that. My second one was a girl. I do also have 3 kids, so welcome to the circus. It's definitely a lot of fun and interesting moving forward. But hello to everybody who's tuning in. We really appreciate you all being here. We really got some stuff to talk about. I know, Bucket, you missed on a lot of the things that happened this weekend, which is kind of good because I can bring things up what I was frustrated with and get your take. But I guess we'll start with CRL, because you even said you turned on Rocket League this weekend just randomly and saw that CRL was going on. And what'd you think from what you saw?
Yeah, so I didn't have a lot of time. Like you said, I mean, the baby came on Thursday, and then we stayed in the hospital Friday, Saturday night, and things just kind of spiraled into there's no time for anything. But in between them sleeping and me, you know, running around getting stuff done, I would turn it on my phone and just, I'm like, I'm gonna try to get some rewards while I'm, you know, not doing anything. But it was CRL, and I was really confused on what was happening because I saw, was it Lion Blaze I saw on a team?
Yep.
And I was like, what is this? Is this a pro? And I was really confused. And then there was also a really good female caster. I don't know who it was. I don't know I don't know what her name was or whatever, but she was just going off like better than like the ESPN MLB Sunday Night Baseball girl, Maria, whatever her name is. I'm not particularly fond of her, but this girl was solid. So I was interested in what was going on. I just didn't have the time, unfortunately.
So Velez thinks that you are referencing, her name is Jolly. That's the name she goes by. Her actual name is Lisa. There was her, and the other one was good too. Is it Jennifer Lemon? Like they were. I guess it's 2022, right? You shouldn't be surprised, but in all the years that we've been watching Rocket League, we really haven't seen that yet. And to see 2 female casters come out there and do a fantastic job, like it was kind of nice. I definitely didn't hate it. I enjoyed it. They had good commentary. I don't know what chat was saying because we know how good Twitch chat is to casters and everybody is up there, but yeah, they killed it.
Yeah, there's so many good content creators that are both male and female, or, you know, all the things, right? Like everyone does their own thing and everyone does their own good job, but the commentating is like, it's just been male dominated for whatever reason. I don't know, but you just get used to it, and then you hear a new voice and you're like, you kind of perk up, and now all the pressure is on this person, in my opinion. So I think whoever that was, whether that was who Velaz is saying, Lisa stepped up to the plate. I thought it was awesome. So hats off to her and the whole production. It looked really a lot like RLCS. I mean, the whole visual design, graphics, everything. So,
well, I think T Bates said it best back in LA. Can't remember if it was Daz or T Bates. One of them said their goal was to elevate our Rocket League casting and all this to what ESPN does, and they're definitely doing that. I think production this year has been the best that it's ever been, and the commentators, everybody is giving it their 100% and really going at it, and it's awesome to see. So I can only imagine what they're gonna have for Worlds.
Yeah, they had the crew was a little bit lacking at land because some of the guys, Shogun, one of my favorite casters, wasn't able to
Mhm.
make it, and there was someone else I feel like that
Gregan
was
couldn't
top
either.
tier. Reagan couldn't make it, but they obviously had 5 or 6 of the guys they always had, and then that's when you saw a lot of those first touch guys come on too. Really for the first time saw them live, and I thought they did a really good job live. That's probably the hardest thing is you see that a lot like on reality shows. I watch like Ink Master, for instance, and the production of it is like really good and they really do everything, but then the live show comes on and everyone's super awkward and no one can like move they don't know what to do, but they didn't really have that problem. They just have some really good, guys figuring it out there.
Well, they definitely have good chemistry, like something to it. And I know there are people out there that'll be like frustrated, like, oh, they're all friends. They're not allowing other people to come in and be a part of it. And it's like, well, that's kind of what makes it work at the same time, is that they all do know each other. They know what makes the other person tick. They know their mannerisms, how they talk, and they fit very well together. So it's definitely been very good so far. And I think it's only going to improve at Worlds. But going back to CRL, you touched on a topic, and B. Davis was on Twitter sharing his thoughts, and he's shared it with us before, of why is a pro competing in a college level competition? Because, and this is what I was looking up right before we started. So looking at Northwood in particular, Northwood in the group stage, they go, it looks like, I didn't watch it super close, but you only had to get 2 wins to go forward. Top 2 out of the 4 groups got to the playoffs. Northwood goes 2-0, and not only do they go 2-0 in their first matchup, overtime, so you're getting some of the jitters out of the way. They win 3-2, then they win 6-0, 5, and then 5-1. And in their second match, they win 5-2, 4-1, 4-0. Then down in the quarters to start the bracket, they win 2-0, 4-1, 4-0. Their toughest competition was Valleyfield, and I did watch this. Valleyfield coming out of Canada, and my God, did the Canadians really show up. But to start this best of 7, it was 8-1 Northwood, 3-2 Northwood, and then Valleyfield takes it 3-2, 2-1. Then Northwood turns it back on, winning 3-2, 3-0, which gets them into the finals. And I know I'm covering this real quick for you, Bucket, but in the finals, it's a 4-game sweep. Northwood winning 4-1, 5-1, 2-1, 3-2. Did they even have any competition?
These schools too, they're not like Northwood is a school.
It's an online school. Isn't
and
it?
it has like not even a big enrollment. 1,057 people in 2020 is what it says from what I'm looking at. I don't know if that's current now, but I went to a school like that. It was kind of like a high school, but everyone there played sports. This is like the college I went to, and it was like very specific to that. I don't know why, but everyone had like a scholarship or played sports for some reason. So maybe this is like one of those breeding grounds for it, because you don't see a lot of. I mean, the quarterfinals I'm seeing UCF, UNLV. Those are really the only like D1 type of schools.
Yeah. So you had UCF. I'm thinking of Santa Clara. Yeah, UNLV. Penn State was in there. But they didn't make it out of group stage. And Defy saying what last season I think his teammate was on Sonics. Well, even in one of his teammates this season is on Prestige, and we've seen Prestige get through open qualifiers before, so they're not scrubs. Like,
well, this is the heyday of these kids, right? Like, why not play in CRL if you're a bubble player,
if they're gonna
or even if you're not a bubble player and they're gonna let bubble players play, you might as well play if you have the time. I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with it, to be honest with you. It's not like There's some sanctioned NCAA rules that say you can't do both.
So that was going to be my question to you. Do you think it's time that NCAA sanctions esports?
Now that they allow players to be paid, why not?
I
Why
think
not
they
step
should.
into that realm? Maybe they're just not prepared though. Those are such old ways of thinking. And sometimes with those huge like ships, to move a ship that big into a direction of new things takes a really big turn, right? Like it takes a while. So maybe it's in the works, but I don't see it happening overnight, like next season or anything. But they definitely should start putting their foot in
I would agree. I think they do need to at this point, because what's the difference between CRL and the bubble scene? Lion, like I can't fault him for doing it, right? Because he even said in his post game interview he was the MVP.
there.
They
Are people
asked
giving
him,
him crap about it?
are people giving him crap about it?
Yeah, is it like a hot topic? Is it something a lot of people are talking about?
I've seen a couple people out there talking, tweeting about it. I know, like I said, B Davis, he was really all over it, and
Right.
like he said, they asked him, they're like, what do you have for people who are on the fence about competing in CRL? And he was like, I think if you're a bubble player, you should do it. They're willing to give you a scholarship. You can knock out classes, maybe move yourself forward, and then he's like, you get money in your pocket. What's the draw? And I can't fault him for that. He's right. Why wouldn't you do it? It's the perfect scenario for a bubble player, or even someone like him who is on an org, but they're not making it into the regionals like they want right now.
I think everyone tries to compare everything to the big 4 or 5 sports, the big professional sports, NFL, MLB, MLS, NHL, those big sports. But you can't compare this, because what if there's like a D League basketball player also playing in a certain other venue getting paid, or arena football player playing in overseas? Like they could be playing in multiple things at the same time in different seasons. It's not as sanctioned as like the big sports.
Wait, say that again. Who could be competing in some of those other ones?
So like if you're in, I know like NCAA and professional, like top tier professional, those things that's the only line everybody ever sees. But if you want to play amateur softball and you want to play in some other league sometime, you can do that. Right? Like it's not like the big sports. And that's what everyone's going to try and compare it to. But we're not there. Esports is not there.
So I think, and it sucks because you use the phrase, right? Lion Blaze is not an amateur. He is a pro. He's on an org. It's not like he's just trying to run open qualifiers. Well, no, they have.
But we talked about this multiple times, how it's not some sanctioned league with where most of the teams are part of like the Major League Baseball organization or the unions or whatever. Like NFL, they're more of what is that? Like restaurants are
a franchise?
Franchises, yeah. They're not this. It's not really the same thing. It's hard to compare. You're a professional. Why? Because you made it into a tournament and you got paid. Technically speaking, if you get paid to do something, you're a professional.
You are right.
So saying I got into RLCS and I competed doesn't mean that I can't do anything else. I'm not bound by something saying that.
True. Yeah, I don't. It's so.
I don't think he's like loopholing it. I think he just was like, hey, I can do 2 things at once. Why not?
Well, you're right. It's not a loophole because it's not like he was out there searching for it. It's not like they came out with these set rules and he was like, oh, I could do this. They have just been open about it. I guess it would take someone like, I don't know, like a Garrett, I would. You talk about him being washed up, and we're gonna go back to that because we didn't get to cover Turbo and his fantastic showing in Regional 3. I'm gonna get to that, but if someone like Turbo or like Rizzo, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a pro who hasn't had a ton of success up there at that level. If they all of a sudden went, I'm gonna go to college and I'm gonna go play on one of these teams. Like, I wonder if that would move the needle.
That's what happens in professional sports. I didn't do well doing this. I'm going to go play in a different league. And right now, the second best, probably highest paying league in Rocket League is the college Rocket series. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not making it in the major leagues, I'm going to drop down and go to the affiliate leagues or to some other minor league system or whatever, some independent league. I'm going there to try to keep doing what I love and play to make money.
Then why associated with college? Why not have it just be?
Because colleges are picking up the esport orgs themselves and they're making teams.
But don't call it the collegiate. Don't call it. I think that's what it is. I think for like if B Davis was here to talk about it, I wonder if it's the wording that catches. Like that is he's getting stuck on. That is it's signified as the College World Championship, Collegiate Rocket League. Well, instead of collegiate, just call it, I don't know, the B League.
But even still, why does that make a difference? Just you have, maybe that's the point. Like you have X amount of years eligibility if you're enrolled in a college to do this. But I guess maybe, I don't know the rules. Maybe you could just enroll in Phoenix Online and go for 10 years and take one class and then be able to do it for 10 years. I have zero idea how you get associated with a college team. But my point is, why not? I don't
agree,
see
why not.
Because I guess what you're trying to say is there's going to be some arbitration between, or some arbitrage of the players who decide, man, I'm making money up here. Let me just enroll in college and go down play down here. And we're going to have the same players playing the exact same players in both leagues.
Yeah. At what point does that start happening?
Yeah. And that's where you're going to get yourself in trouble. And that's where bigger things start emerging, where they start making more rules. People don't make rules for something until someone oversteps the boundaries, right? Until it's already broken. That's why there are rules and laws, because someone already broke it. Not because they're like, oh, we're going to just guess this is going to happen.
Well, yeah, and there's always that thing that happens that finally moves the needle in one direction or the other. What I see for Rocket League moving forward is that you have the collegiate, but they need to start. I guess I look at the NBA, right? In that you have the NBA, you have NCAA, but then you also have the G League. So players that don't necessarily want to go to school, they don't want to deal with that, but then they can compete at this level. And I can devil advocate that too, because I can spin it. What happens now to the open qualifier? Does the teams not even show up for that anymore? And now that's not as exciting as it has been this year, because the open qualifier has been almost more entertaining to watch as we got closer to spring split. It got really competitive in spring split, but I think that's been almost just as fun to watch as the actual regional events.
Here's the thing. We've talked about this exact scenario before, where other esports have like a league that there are X amount of teams, and those are the teams in the league, and they play each other, right? Rocket League does not have that. They have an open system platform. If you, me, and Hades decide we're going to start a team and we just end up killing it, we make it, we can make it, right? Like we can be the oldest people there.
I can do it.
You are. I'm just saying, if you can play that level, play that level. And the guys who are at the top level can play every level down below them. There's no league that's in that. We've already talked about this a little bit too. Do we have to go that route where now there's a pool of 30 teams, and if you're not on one of those 30 teams, you're not in RLCS.
Yeah.
If they do that, then Lion Blaze can't play in CRL because he's on one of those teams.
It's so tricky, and I'm really curious as we get close to Worlds, getting to Worlds, the whole season actually wrapping up, what changes do come. But we're not there yet. We're not ready to talk about it because Worlds is still about to happen. We're not there just yet. We still have EU to get finished out. Hang on, what does Shiz say? You don't see pro players in any other sport playing down while playing in their pro league, and that's kind of what we kept touching on. Shiz, is that all of us know
it's not a league.
Sports.
This is not a league. This is a tournament where anyone is welcome. Anyone, you are welcome, Shiz, to play in RLCS. Right? It's not a league. There's not a defined number of teams and a defined number of players for those teams, and those guys have a contract with the league that says they have to play in this league. This is not the case here. It's hard to argue that fact. You can't, actually. It's 100% that there is no league. And if we move to a league, then it takes away that open platform of anyone can come and play in the tournament. So what's more important to Rocket League?
Shouldn't be told you're too good to join your school's esports team. Would agree, Hades. But yeah, I think we're gonna put a little period on that topic for now because we're definitely gonna come back to that.
You're getting me fired up, Hoosier.
I know we're going to. Something's gonna happen.
Wasn't even what we wanted to talk about today.
No, it wasn't. It's not what the YouTube.
But I
thumbnail
feel
is
strongly. I feel strongly about this because I want the kids to just play and have fun and keep going. Like, go play, go beat everyone. If you're that good, go do it.
Go do
but
it.
But if you sign a contract with Psyonix in their league and say, I'm playing for you in this league and I'm always going to be featured, or I'm going to have a set number of games here all the time, then I won't go play in CRO. But until that happens, I'm going to play wherever I want.
And I think that's kind of where my mind's getting to right now is I think we saw, we don't know everything that happened, but like when Cloud9 left and a couple orgs are definitely iffy on joining, I wonder if it's that, right? Because we've touched on this. Rocket League is not like any other esport. It's open. Your top teams could get knocked out at any point in time. Whereas Call of Duty, League, like it's the same orgs that are up there. They're like franchised, kind of like the NFL, NBA, and MLB. So I don't know, but we will definitely come back to this afterwards, I promise. Looking at the comments right now, Casey chiming in, I think South Africa will win. Yeah, I don't know about that. But
that's Kyle. That's Cackle.
That's Cackle.
That's Kyle.
Oh,
I know that guy.
Nice.
I know him.
You know him? You know him.
Yeah.
So the one thing you did miss out, and that's what the YouTube thumbnail is about. I put the Fire Elmo on there. It was a dumpster fire, the initial launch of RLCS tickets. Let me tell you what was happening, Bucket. People were sitting in line. People
on their computers.
They're on
ready
their
to
computers.
go. June 3rd?
Yeah, 2 hours.
June 3rd.
They'd already been sitting on there. They have their number in queue, right? And then things start getting released, and all of a sudden they're picking their seats and they're going to do their transaction, and then all of a sudden they're kicked back to the queue. And like back to like 5,000 or higher. So who is back in it? That's my neighbor.
They're getting you would be a dad and go stand and just watch them in your driveway.
I've done that.
What are you doing? Why are you backing in?
Why are you backing in right there right now? But so there was that, like, no one could seem to buy any tickets. Oh shit, you got kicked back to 17,000? Oh my God. So no one could seem to buy tickets. And then this goes on for like an hour. Yeah, he got kicked back to 17,000 in the queue.
How many tickets were there? There's only like 13,000, isn't there?
13,000 tickets.
And most people are trying to buy 4 or 6 of them.
It was 13,000
Maybe not
tickets.
most.
Each a person could go on there and buy 6. So if you run the numbers, it's about 2,000 people that can buy tickets if everybody buys 6. No, it's not a lot.
Is this ticket only like when people were in line, they were only trying to buy the Friday, Saturday, Sunday tickets, or was it also something for the other stuff too?
So you had to buy Friday, Saturday, Sunday tickets first, and then you could buy the pavilion tickets to the group stage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That seems backwards.
Yeah. So they came out and said you couldn't just go buy pavilion tickets for group stage. You had to buy the weekend finals package before you could get to the pavilion tickets. So this goes on for like an hour. I know Doc, Ducks, like a lot of them, they were sitting there trying to get our tickets squared away, and then they finally shut it down. Ticketmaster and Rocket League, they stop it. Well, something that was curious was like that morning, I know one or two guys in the Dad Gaming, they had put on there, hey, I already got my tickets. And they go through this site called Vivid.
I saw that.
So as I'm starting to read, it seemed like Vivid had a lot of bots that were tying up the system. Is what it felt like to me is what was happening. You had these bots that were doing the refresh as well faster than a human can do, and it was tying up the entire system. Because I did go look on Vivid, and they do have Rocket League tickets available, but they are selling them already. It's disgusting, dude. Oh, this is just for Friday. In the lower bowl, which were $120 if you got it through Ticketmaster, there's like $400 a piece, almost $500 a piece.
For the one day?
For one day.
No.
I'm not kidding you.
One day.
Run one day.
What day? Any day.
That's what day is that? Oh man.
So yeah, it looks like you're right. All the 200 level tickets are still, not all of them, but it looks like there's a lot in those like upper level. I'd be surprised. People, I don't know. I'm glad that we got the ones we got, but those tickets are probably not great.
Yeah, shiz. So I'm seeing like almost $700 for
10,000. 4 ETH. It's going to be 5 ETH for this ticket.
Bust out that crypto. Yeah, the most expensive one I'm seeing is $671. Oh my God. That's terrible.
Vivid Seats, actually, I've bought tickets from before and had a good experience, but this looks like a nightmare. It's so limited.
That's what bothers me.
So technically, I have 3 separate tickets. I did not realize that. So in LA, you got 1 ticket and you just used it the 2 days, right? You just swiped it and you got it. You swiped it and you got it. It was the same ticket. You didn't have to have 3 separate tickets. And when the guy transferred me my ticket, I saw 3 emails and I was like, that's weird. Why do you do it 3 times? And I just claimed one and I moved on. And then he texted me and he's like, hey, claim the other 2. And I was like, what? So then I looked at it and it's like the 12, 13, 14. So you can sell an individual day ticket and people are doing that for hundreds of dollars where you can buy all 3 days for $120 with taxes and everything. I think was all included. Like you're buying these tickets for $40 a piece.
Yeah, Papa Rizzo saying, I looked to Papa Rizzo before they went on sale, and they did have some ridiculous prices listed. They like $4,000 for upper level. I don't know.
Does this not tell you how popular that people think this is going to be and how big the esport world is getting? This has to tell you something.
So that's what's bothering me about Worlds, because when you guys went to LA, wasn't it 10,000 tickets? No.
I don't know if it was even that many. 5 maybe.
No, I can't remember how many it was.
YouTube theater. It was the YouTube theater.
YouTube theater capacity 6,000.
Yeah. I mean, I think there was only 5,000 seats or tickets, but yeah, 6,000, let's say.
Yeah,
That's half.
So you double it for Worlds, and it's still like, I don't know. We literally watched Fortnite do a Worlds event in a like football stadium and sell that thing out. The fact that they're not even thinking that they could do that for Rocket League kind of baffles me a little bit.
I just think maybe at that point it gets a little big. I mean, I went to like a sold out Brooks at the State Farm Stadium. Most people they ever had there, it was like 80,000 people there. 100, I don't even know how much. It was a crazy amount.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were up in a football stadium, like you're not seeing anything.
But
There's
you're
nothing
there.
for you. You're there, I guess. But you think they're gonna sell that many tickets? I don't know. I think they're thinking.
So you and
what
me,
can
we're older, right? We're not.
We can
about
afford
just,
this.
Well, it's
for
not,
the most part.
It's not only that we don't just want to be
me.
there. We want to see it. There's a lot of people who they just want to be there. They want to say
but even that,
there.
They might not even be able to make it. There's a lot of stuff to do. I forgot about getting a flight or driving, getting a hotel, getting somewhere to stay. Like there's a lot that these kids are gonna have to do to step up to the plate here for that many days.
It's ridiculous. And it was kind of just disheartening to see it fall apart like it did on that first day, where you had so many people that were excited. You know, you've built this up. You would have thought that they would have had more things in place. They would have, you know, looked at the landscape, see what were the pitfalls that could happen, get intel as to, hey, this site's trying to do this. They're already registering the tickets. Like, I would think there's like a defense mechanism in there. You got people working on this, but it all just kind of fell apart, and it looked really bad. It looked real bad for the scene, in my opinion.
But as Shiz pointed out, it looks like it was more, from what I'm digging into, it looks like it was more the arena's error or issue or not being ready for it, as more than it was like Ticketmaster. And I don't know how that works with the venue versus the Ticketmaster and all that, but I assume Ticketmaster knows how to sell $100,000 or 100,000 tickets in one day. Like they have the capacity, the logistics.
I would agree. You would have thought that, especially because Ticketmaster is owned by Live Nation now, and I've worked for Live Nation before. I used to work in a concert venue. Like they're supposed to be the pros of this stuff and have everything set up and ready to go. And it's 2022. Like you shouldn't have this happening. But yeah, Papa Rizzo even saying he heard it was software errors as well. So that's just a bummer. Something else that was being noticed, and you probably didn't see a lot of it, but what would you think? Do you think Sunless Khan would have a ticket already for Worlds?
So with a lot of things in the world, you set aside things for content creators, for influencers, for people that you know are gonna want it, and then you sell it to them. And then if they don't make it, then you sell those off differently. And that's like typically a percent of something. Let's say you join a club or something exclusive, or tickets, like like you have an MLB team, their players get X amount of tickets for X amount of games, and they just have them. If they don't want them, they give them back, and then the people sell them. I would assume, so yes, long story short, that some of these guys who have been around and that know other people want to see these guys have a ticket.
So I did go get some other info, asking how their tickets work. I did hear from a dad that their org gets so many tickets and then they distribute them. So the orgs do take, it sounds like this particular org does take care of the family of the players. Like the player gets so many tickets to hand out. But I would have thought that they would include also the people who have built up the game over five plus years of it being around, but we're literally watching on Twitter. Sunless Khan is sitting in the same queue that the rest of us are sitting in. I think John Sandman's sitting in like the same thing. But yeah, big pros like Kernovi, they're struggling to get tickets. My brain is stuck on the event coordinator not including these people, not only for the fact of if they're going to be there right now, okay, they'll probably get a VIP pass so they can get some time away. But if you were already considering doing that, why wouldn't you have just offered them a ticket to where they didn't have to go through this whole process? And maybe not only that, you do things like, hey, how about we set you up a meet and greet so that people can come meet you if they want? We would like for you to be able to interact with your community while you're here in a structured environment.
You think Larry Bird has to sit in a queue to get tickets to the NBA Finals?
No, sir. He just makes a phone call and he gets tickets.
Or Michael someone Jordan calls him and is like, hey, we want you here.
Right.
Sit in the stands.
That's what bothered me.
It's going to draw people in.
I felt like they would want them there.
If you have, maybe there's a threshold. If you have 250,000 people who view your Rocket League content on a monthly basis, here's some tickets. Tell your people about it. Sell more tickets.
So I did hear from another source. I did ask. They said content creators that are actually providing something to the land other than just being there get a free ride.
Fair enough.
Which they said that
how do you get there?
Weird. I was like, well, that doesn't really sound weird. It makes sense. They did that for Rizzo at LA because they had Rizzo doing that his cast, which was separate from the main cast, and drew in a ton of viewers. So it does make sense, but you literally have people who have been, they're making a living off of it, but they're also providing to you. Sunless has done videos on teams and introduced them to the masses. So why wouldn't you even think about that?
I'm sure there's a top list of creator codes that are used that they could just pull from and say the top X amount of creators or people that other users use their code for. Here, let's try to work something out with them. But it seems like everybody you mentioned, even Sandman and all these guys, they've worked with Psyonix before,
right,
on a professional level.
So why all of a sudden the change? I think I saw Lawler comment on there.
This is right here.
Yeah, exactly. That they don't want to have to deal that out. I know I saw Lawler comment on there was a thread he was talking on. He said that LA, he went to just try and go to the bathroom, and it turned into an hour and a half process for him. He couldn't
really?
He couldn't even go to the bathroom without getting stopped 50 times.
Wow.
So,
but
like things like that will discourage your creators from showing up to events.
Yeah, and I remember seeing Scrub, and he put on a hoodie, and he was like walking around because he would walk up the stairs for the venue. Because again, it wasn't very big.
No.
And you could tell some of these guys are just trying to get to the bathroom or something, right? They got somewhere to be and they don't want to be stopped.
I was just
that's tough. But this is also their one and only chance to be a celebrity for 3 days.
Right.
You think these guys walk around and go to the grocery store and 100 people flock them? No. Maybe one person a day, maybe a less, maybe more. I don't know. Be like, hey, what's up, man? But this is a chance for them to shine a little bit, honestly.
I would agree. But even and I guess that's what the difference is between just being out and seeing somebody and actually being at the event that you're featured at. Just Sunday, I was in downtown DC. We were meeting up with a family member who came in for work. And we were going to brunch. We met her outside her hotel. And literally, I didn't know there was a Comic-Con event going on. That was the convention center a couple of blocks down. But we're outside the hotel. And I can't remember the actor's name. But as soon as he walked out, I was like, he was in Goonies. And he was Rudy. and I can't remember his name, but he was getting ready to leave, like he was getting in his car, and so I was like I told my wife and my aunt, I'm like, that's Rudy, it's Rudy, but I wasn't gonna say anything because
kids these days only know him from Stranger Things.
Right, they only know him from Stranger Things. You're right, but I was like, he's in normal life mode right now. It's not him at an event. Doc, you're gonna have to stare at that all day.
You put it on. I didn't even notice that. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I was hoping you were gonna notice it.
Oh my goodness. I'm glad Doc noticed that. That's hilarious.
I couldn't tell if you noticed and you just were like, I'm not gonna say anything.
Is it goal explosion or skin this time?
It's a decal.
It's a decal. That'll be a good one to rock.
You mean you guys are still in line? We're not in line. We already got ours. Doc squared our tickets away.
We got those 213 level row 87 tickets.
Actually, I think we're in like one section over from Papa Rizzo.
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact tickets. I have it somewhere, but
we're in section 120.
I know a lot of people got around the same area.
Yeah.
So whether or not we sit next to each other, who cares? We can all be like, "Yo, what's up?" It's not that like crazy where you're not going to be able to figure out anything, but it's super cool. Super cool. Everyone's kind of in the same side.
Yeah, everybody seems to be in the same area. Shiz, do esport pros have agents? I believe they do. If Papa Rizzo isn't here, he can elaborate on that. But I believe they do have agents. I've talked with him at length before about what have they done since Dylan played, like helping these younger players get used to the spotlight and being there, and they have those mental coaches to help them work through that. But you can definitely tell for a lot of them it's still a new thing.
It's so easy. I mean, adults, 18-year-old, 20-year-old, 22-year-old, brand new pro level players. I know some of their contracts are way bigger. We're talking, bigger figures here, but they get taken advantage of all the time if they don't have the right people behind them. You need tax people. You need accountant people. You need a manager. You need an agent, and one person that can take care of all that stuff. Hopefully they have a scene of those people. I have no idea if they've gotten that far yet, but you need someone you can trust in your corner for sure.
Papa Rizzo says he's in 115. Oh yeah, he's not that far. Just a quick shot that way from us.
Unless you sell your ticket for $4,746 for each day.
I mean, I'm thinking about it. Not gonna lie. Hey boys, have
wild,
fun.
Man. Now we need to coordinate places to stay. It seems like that's going to be a tough one. I heard some people are coming in Friday, leaving Sunday. Some people are coming in Thursday, leaving Monday. Some people are everywhere in between. So just trying to coordinate.
Yeah,
is going to be fun. I'm excited.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm going to come in Thursday. I always like to come in, get a nice night's sleep before an event. But I'm curious what time it'll wrap up on Sunday.
I was thinking about that, and Quack had a ticket out like 5 or 6, and we actually went and ate like a late lunch with him, and then he still got to us. But it depends too. Where's the airport you're going to be flying out? Is it in Dallas? Is it in Fort Worth? Is it a drive? Is it not? I have no idea. These logistical.
Well, I've done a lot of traveling in Texas, so if you're not familiar with it, so your two big airports there are DFW and Love Field. Love Field is Southwest only.
Perfect. Where's that? That's what I want.
Yeah, Love Field. It's like a 30 minute drive outside, like from DFW. So yeah, Love Field, Southwest, DFW, all of the other airlines will fly into there. Shiz, I am nowhere close to Iowa.
He's on the east. He's way far. You can come pick him up. I'm sure he'll take the ride, but
oh, is he, Cap? No, lots of traffic, lots of construction right now. That's not good.
Oh
But
man, it's gonna be fun regardless. I don't even care if everything goes wrong. I'm
I,
excited.
as long as I get to watch Rocket League, I don't care.
No, that's the best part.
No shiz, I'm not in Indiana. I'm in Maryland. Oh, yeah, everybody's going to Captain Merrick's house. You see that? He's 15 minutes from the arena with a pool.
Perfect.
There we go.
Brand new pool.
That's
Party
going to
at
be
your
a
place
wrecked pool.
every day.
That'll work out perfectly.
You only got to ask me one time. I'm there.
That's true. It's not hard to convince you of things. That's for sure.
No, I'm ready. Cause chaos and go offense all the time. Let's go.
Oh man, there's so many people that live down there around that area. It's gonna be
that's crazy.
Because
That's
B
awesome,
Davis, he
though,
lives
too.
over there.
Oh, he's talking about Texas style barbecue. I mean, oh,
There he is.
I can't believe it's so far away. It seems like we should be talking about this in like 3 weeks, but it's like a month and a half away.
Yeah, we still got a good while too. I was gonna ask that, Cap, if Too Fast
Or
lived
2
near
months
you,
away. Isn't
lived near
it
you.
technically August 11th or 12th or something? God, it's so far.
Yeah,
It's
August
like 9 weeks
13th.
away.
The weekend of August 13th. So that's still like a good 2 months away right now that we have. But before we get there, we do have EU wrapping up here soon. EU going into their final regional this weekend. They took a week off so they could have CRL on the main stage, which I think was a smart idea. You're trying to build up CRL, get players to show up into that, and maybe it will get competitive from here on out. But right now, who has spots? BDS, they have clinched their spot. They're the only team. Moist is still up.
Cause chaos.
I did find a cool little spreadsheet that talked about so for Moist, they either gotta, if they win, they clinch. Basically, if they finish in the top 6, they clinch their spot. Liquid needs to finish 3rd to clinch their spot without any help. Carmine Corp would need to finish 3rd without any help. And Solar.
Are you talking about clinching to the LAN or to Worlds?
To LAN.
Okay.
Yeah, just going to Landon. So,
does anyone actually care about London at this point? Like, World seems to be the only thing that matters, even though you got to get, it's like, I'm overlooking it, honestly. Like, it's hard for me to even wrap my head around the fact that there's a 3rd regional LAN when Worlds is right around the corner, right after that.
I think everybody is still really thinking, it is still a topic because this LAN is going to determine your seeding for Worlds. So it does still play a huge factor right now, no matter if you're just looking forward to going to Worlds right now.
You call it EU, I call it ew.
That's a good way of looking at it, ew. So right now, going into Worlds, EU has the top spot. EU and NA are tied for the top seed. NA 2-3, then EU 2-3, NA 4. Basically, so I think the thing that's going to make a huge difference right now is that NA 5 spot, because depending on what happens with NRG, well, whatever happens at this LAN, because NRG is not going, they could end up in that NA 5 spot and end up with like a 12th seed.
We'll have to break down how that
far?
happens, but I do not understand how do they get knocked out versus how do they definitely make it. I need to figure that.
So they can't get knocked out of Worlds. They're going to Worlds.
Oh, they've already qualified.
They've clinched a
No matter
wild card
what.
spot. They have not clinched one of the top seed spots.
Like the actual
So
bracket spots.
Yeah. So G2 and FaZe are in the group stage. NRG is in the wild card stage right now. So they're gonna have to play their way into the weekend, into the second week, because they're not even doing any tickets for that first week. Remember the week that group stage and the finals bracket happens, there's a whole nother week before that's wild card, and that's where you're gonna see teams like Falcons, Veloce, Orlando Pirates, Bravado Gaming, Glam and Gladiators, Team Secret, Furia, and then a couple of EU teams as well.
So the wild card is going to be Swiss.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to happen over a certain amount of days, 2 or 3 days or whatever.
It's basically that like Wednesday to Sunday before we all get there.
Right. Okay.
That's when that happens.
And then what is the actual main event?
What
is that format?
Where is it at? That's a group stage into a double elimination.
Okay. So they're just doing everything.
Oh, wait. Never mind. Yeah, group stage, double elimination bracket into a single elimination bracket.
Wow.
So there's going to be a ton of Rocket League when we get there.
Good. And the best 16 teams are going to be there.
Yes. Yeah, it'll be the best 16 teams in the world.
Since what? When did this season start? September? October? Something like that? Like, when did this happen? I feel like it was a full year ago.
What's that?
The whole season. When was the fall split? When did that start?
When did fall
October?
start? Oh, my God. Yeah, we were all the way back in October.
So 9-10 months of Rocket League to culminate into 16 teams. I mean, that's wild.
That's what I'm saying. This is literally the Rocket League party of the year.
If you aren't there, let me tell you, if you show up to
go
thing,
tell
you're going to
Jasu.
have a good time.
Go tell Jasu who's not going to be there.
If you don't show up, you might have a good time, but you're not going to have this time. You'll never get this time. Tell your friends, buy the 200 level tickets, hop in a van with whoever.
I mean, I'm even thinking of getting there Thursday morning to go try and catch a watch party. Because like V1's going to have some sort of watch party going on.
I missed the jersey last time. I'm not missing it this time. I'm coming Thursday, and I'm possibly leaving Sunday night, but more likely I'll just leave Monday early. The good thing is I gain an hour when maybe even 2.
Well, no. You're doing it wrong. You lose an hour. I gain time.
I'm talking about when I come back.
Oh, when you come back. Oh, yeah, I'm fucked.
So like Monday morning, I'll wake up and be like, oh man, it's 7. I got on a plane and now it's 8 and I fly. Oh, I landed. It's 8 still. Perfect. Love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, no. I lose the time coming back.
You lose your whole day. Like your 3-hour flight, 4-hour flight's going to be 10 hours of your day.
Yeah, it's going to be terrible. Yeah, B. Davis, I was looking at that getting a space station and a V1 jersey just to hedge my bets.
I'm kind of liking some of the jerseys aren't that much to buy online either.
No, they're not.
I want to get something there, but the thing is, when I was in LA and some of the gear wasn't that great, I ended up only getting like a mug because I wanted a hat, but the hat legit. It just said RLCS and it didn't have anything else. No date, no nothing. And I was like, what is this? I can make this. This is crazy. And they wanted $45 for this hat.
A moist jersey. That would be good too.
That's a good one.
Just because it says moist on it.
Keep it dry though. Don't put it at tumble dry, your moist jersey.
But yeah, as you were saying on that, like I saw a lot of things that they had for LA, and I would have thought like go find some 18 to 20-year-olds that are coming out of creative school and let them just go to town. Like I feel like there were I would want to see the things that were proposed that upper management went no, because I could only imagine what was missed.
some of the stuff was okay, and I got there too late, and apparently there's a lot of big people trying to buy t-shirts because I think there was like extra medium by the time I got up there, and I was like, nah. And so, I settled, but I don't know.
Yeah, the moist jersey might be good just because the heat in Texas it's gonna make you moist.
Yeah, you're gonna be that humid.
Oh man, yeah, it's
SSG.
Worlds is gonna be so much fun, but like we said, there's still EU play this weekend.
Yeah, I'm skipping ahead. I mean, I'm looking forward to the finals.
Did you know that Dignitas still has a chance to get to LAN?
Good. If they could ever put it together, I mean, they have quite the talent. They're slipping and they slip and they slipping.
They would need their worst scenario. So if they finish top 8 or worse, they're eliminated. If they finish top 6, Solary would need to get knocked out early. Well, wait. No, top 6 doesn't work now either because Solary qualified. So now you got to go. They got to finish 3rd. And Solary would have to finish 12th or worse. Vitality 8th or worse. Semper 6th. Yeah, like they have so many things that have to go wrong for them to be able to make it. And I hope luck is on their side, but they would almost just need to win the whole thing to be able to go to LAN.
Totally. It looks like that.
So,
but hey,
yeah,
crazier things have happened.
Crazier things have happened.
Gotten to a semifinals in 4 months.
And then Vitality, they technically still have a chance. They could make LAN, which would be a huge turnaround for that team. And then Solary, they can also qualify. That would probably be the biggest underdog coming into this. I wouldn't say underdog coming into this regional. I mean, they were not really known. They had that big first regional 1, then they kind of flamed out in regional 2. So we'll see if they can bring it back, which that team definitely does have a good shot. But I'm looking for like a Vitality or a Dignitas to show us what they got. Semper still has a really good chance. So does Endpoint. And it looks like we'll more than likely see Carmine Corp there at LAN as well, which is huge because that was a team that looked pretty decent in winter, but didn't reach what they wanted to. And probably the biggest new name on the block, Team Liquid, they have a very good shot of getting to LAN. That's that team of rookies who competed. Oh, what was it in winter? Yeah, it was in winter regional 3. They were technically not of age during the play-in, but they would be of age during the actual regional. So very young team there, but they're looking very good and a little scary. But I think we really need to see Moist bounce back here. Moist, they haven't had the best. I mean, BDS is definitely looking like they are the dominant team right now in EU. So I would say the Moist boys really need to bounce back here and show us that they're still that top team.
I think that's what's making it just kind of like I'm overlooking it. I mean, I just have this feeling BDS and Moist are just going to be there and no one else is even close. It's just, I don't know. But yeah, Dignitas way down there. It's crazy to see.
Because where did they... What? In Regional 2, we ended up with BDS and Liquid in the finals. BDS sweeping Liquid. And Moist, they finished in... What was that? Top 5. They lost on lower semis to Carmine Corp. So, yeah, it's... I really want Moist to have a strong showing here and knock BDS off. But BDS, this whole spring has just been ridiculous. And it's kind of scary for LAN as well.
I just don't see. I mean, it was weird when they played and just got pummeled. Um, and then we just didn't see him again. It was just weird. But I don't know who can beat them at this point. The way they play, their their confidence out there, but when you get to a live event, a lot of things change.
A lot of things do change. And who knows what will happen. I would say, aside from Fraudmaster, CRL, the other big thing that we can touch on before we wrap up, I know you didn't see this. I was finding it on Twitter, and I was trying to figure out what was going on. So down in South America, they're playing their last regional, and Furia going up against the club. They go into overtime, and Furia scores. Overtime, game over. Hey, move on. Furia's going to the grand finals. And then there was a protest from the club, and they said they had a guy that DC'd right there as that goal, like the final play was happening. They did a review on it. They overturned it, and they brought everybody back. They brought the two teams back, put them back in the lobby, had them play a sudden death golden goal game, and the club ends up beating Furia and sending them down to the lower bracket, which was kind of frustrating for Furia because at that point they had their spot clinched for the LAN. And so they go down to the lower finals, they beat Team Secret, and they go back up and play the club, and they're actually able to get the bracket reset and win the entire regional. So it was interesting to see an actual overturn of a goal because somebody DC'd. I don't think we have seen that yet because we didn't even see that. I mean, I don't think they officially protested it. What was it? Was it AJ for FaZe when he went through the ball? So
I remember that. We watched it like 5 times.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times, maybe more than 5.
Right. So like that was a huge one too. But I guess because he didn't have actual DC issues, they didn't protest it. Whereas they had actual, and I saw some of the footage where you could see him, like he was lagging out really bad and the ball was rubber banding everywhere and it was just not a good situation. So definitely interesting to see an actual overturn of a goal happen, bring everybody back, and then it swings the other way. Like the goal that the club got on Furia in that upper finals bracket was the most unlucky 50-50 you could have for Furia. So it was nice to see that Furia rallied back together and come back and win the whole thing after going through that. But yeah, that was probably the wildest thing that happened, like actual Rocket League play wise this past weekend.
Yeah, okay. So Moist made grand finals last night and shit. Yes. I'm not sure if that was in reference. I was talking about when BDS got beat in the very first game of the LAN when it was live, and they just looked like lost puppy dogs. It was crazy. It was so sad to watch, actually.
Oh, yeah.
That was so, everyone was like, what is happening? And that could happen at any given time. Like you get a crowd going, especially again, bringing them all the way to America in the heart of Texas. Like some of these EU teams might just get the big old cowboy boot. You know what I mean? But
I need a cowboy hat.
Oh yeah. If you don't have one, you need to start rocking. But setting a precedent like that and overturning something is dangerous, in my opinion, because
I would agree.
It's going to be that situation where people are like, whoa. People are going to say stuff now all the time. I feel like when you sign the contract that says we're playing this game, you have 5 minutes, 11 minutes, like is an average game, right? Like where you have to be connected. And if you're not, that's your fault. If someone gets kicked out, I know they started over and they like get friendly, but I think that should be the exception, not the rule.
So I would say this. I guess my brain goes to, because if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right? So what if I'm playing against me? What if someone is playing against a top team, right? You're fighting for that spot. you see the situation is not going in your favor, and you're like, guys, we just need to reset them. Hey,
Pull the plug.
Start DDoSing yourself or just something. Don't do a full disconnect, but do something right here to where we can say, like, oh, look, his traffic was bad. You can't, I don't think there's things in place to prove, was it self-imposed? Was it outside of their control? I would agree with you. It becomes a dangerous precedence now at that point.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, no harm, no foul in this situation. It looks like they had to go to game 7 twice and they won. But had it gone the other way, we might have been hearing a lot more chatter about this, because I hadn't even heard about that, honestly. So I'm glad you brought that up. I'll have to look in more into.
Yeah, it was definitely, that's something I forget. Oh, let me look at the rankings. How close were they to getting I mean, yeah, it was super close. Because if they don't win there,
Then you're saying Furia doesn't make LAN or Worlds?
no, I think they still would. LAN. We're talking LAN right now. So.
Oh, okay. I see them there.
Yeah.
And they
just talking LAN.
But these 4 EU teams, who are they going to be?
Oh, if I had to pick, it's going to be rankings EU. EU ranking, spring ranking. Here it is. So it's 5 teams, right? So it's 5 teams going to LAN.
There's already one there.
Yeah, BDS, they've already clinched. Moist is going to go Liquid, Carmine, and then I think it's between Solary and Vitality. Actually, Moist and Liquid, and then I think Carmine, Solary, and Vitality. It's going to be 2 of those 3. So it will be super close. As much as I want Dignitas to get there, and they do have a chance, there's a lot of things that have to go in their favor.
But there's a lot of teams in between them, though, still, too.
There is. Actually, if we go look at... I want to look and see who's playing who at the start. Of course, they haven't come out with it yet. Where are you? How? This wrapped up 2 weeks ago.
How? They just don't want you to know. They already know.
Yeah, they already know. But I would like to know. Let's see, he already has it made. He has been awesome on this main event. All right, so starting out, Moist versus Noobs. There it is right off the bat. Solary versus Vitality. That's in the first round.
Perfect.
B. Davis, we are getting to wrap up, actually, because somebody has to go and... Oh, we already talked about it at the beginning. Oh, no.
We talked a lot about it. Go watch the VOD when you get a chance, and then hit me up, and we'll chat about it.
Yes.
We just watch the VOD the first, 20 minutes. Well, actually, between minute 10 and 30, I have a pretty big take on that, so you should definitely go check it.
Yes, you'll have to go watch that.
Me and you might get in a heated debate with cowboy hats on in a few months.
Let's go. But definitely some matches to watch out for as we go into this weekend. So in the first round, you already have Solary versus Vitality, and then you also have Dignitas versus Semper, which that's a huge hurdle for Dignitas to get over there at the start. I would say those 2 matches for sure are big ones to watch. Because then Dignitas would
I'm
going to
try to watch.
Probably BDS. So. But.
All right, well, everyone congratulate Hoosier again on getting Grand Champion rewards. He's going to be rocking. He'll be the only one in all of Rocket League rocking the skin. Everyone else will be rocking their silver skins.
Yes.
Or a lot of people are making community ones. It's really fun.
Yeah, Savant, he's been making some for people now, which is very cool. So definitely, if you're
Look at Defy
interested,
slightly walking in like he didn't help you get there.
thanks, Defy.
He just spoke. Hey guys, good job.
Wonka almost the champ, dude. Wonka, I remember when you started out and we're just trying to get to diamond. So that is definitely a good time. Well, Bucket, we're not going to keep you away from your newborn any longer. Congratulations to you.
I'm surprised I got this much.
I know, I actually am too.
I might not see you guys for a while, but I'll be around.
Perfect. So yeah, everybody enjoy EU this week, and yeah, we'll catch you all next week, next time for sure. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it, and catch you guys next time.